This will take place over the next week. Today we have Nia Coffey, Amanda Zahui B, and Lauren Cox. We'll get started right away with Nia, and first question will go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Nia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you had time to reflect a little bit just on, what this season meant for you individually and what you were able to showcase, throughout the league? And if so, what sticks out to you?
Just a little. It's kind of been hectic getting back, but I am just proud of kind of where I've started to where I am now. I just wanted to make sure that I could have been the best teammate and player I could be for this program. And I feel like I did the best I could for the season, especially with a lot of things that the team was going through. So overall, I would say I feel pretty good about it.
How rewarding is that considering your journey?
Yeah, just to see the improvements and to see that I'm moving in the right direction, that's definitely makes me feel good. It just makes me want to work hard and continue to move forward because I know how hard it can be in the league. So just, proud that I was, didn't give up because, that definitely, could have happened. But I'm just really appreciative for the opportunity that the Sparks has given me this season.
We'll go to Tukni Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hi, Nia. When you mentioned you're proud that you didn't give up because that could have happened, is there a moment in time that you kind of think of as the closest you were to giving up on this particular dream of taking a spot in the WNBA?
Yeah, I would say honestly after the bubble season, that was just really hard for so many different reasons. But, I just felt like I just wasn't where I wanted to be. And I just was kind of more focusing on the negatives instead of, focusing on what it could be. So I'm really thankful that I had the right people around me and the right opportunities to just, help me to realize that it's a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So just, stay the course.
Mm-hmm. And you signed with the Sparks on that non-guaranteed contract, and you come in and you really become a critical player for what they did this year. So do you feel like you proved something about where you belong in this league, about staking out your spot as one of the 144 in this league?
I mean, this league is changing so much, but honestly, the biggest thing that was important to me was just showing that to myself that, I could do it. Hard work does pay off, and just continue to work towards my goals. And whether if that's seen or not, as long as I figured that out, that was all that mattered to me.
Mm-hmm. And on a team standpoint, how are you kind of processing the end of this season with the Sparks? Just obviously you guys had so many tough things happen to you, but to be in that playoff hunt really to literally the last second of the season, how are you processing this whole season, how it went for you guys?
There's so many emotions to it, but I'm just really proud, even with everything that happened to the season, which was a lot. We were still in it. We were still there. We were still fighting. We were still hopeful. And, that's really good to see, especially when things can really bring you down. We were staying focused and we all had that goal in mind and we were still fighting. So that just shows, the heart in it on this team. So that really made me proud. But I mean, I just can see the future for this team, and it's going to be good. So I'm excited for the future.
We'll go to Chris Camello with Nightcast Media.
Nia, first of all, tremendous season, in my opinion. I thought you played really well. And as a impending free agent, what do you think you showed the league? Because with teams potentially looking at you to add them to their roster, like Tukni is asking.
Well, people always talked about my potential, my versatility when it came to what I could bring to a team, and been on 5 different teams. So I guess it works for different teams. So just showing that I can be versatile and that I'm hardworking and that I've been improving my skill because I came into the league pretty raw, but I'm really serious and I'm focused on it. So
David Yapkowitz with Next Hoops.
Hey, Nia. I remember when you first signed with the team, you mentioned how your familiarity with Coach Trammell from your time in San Antonio kind of played a little bit of a factor in you signing here. Throughout this season, you became one of the team's more impactful defenders. And at one point, in terms of your shot blocking, you were really an anchor in there. I'm just a little curious as to, spending another season with her here, as an assistant coach and her attention to defense. Just how has she impacted you in on that end of the floor and the strides you made defensively this season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were both rookies when I came into the league, so it was amazing just to be with her another season. And then we spent a lot of time in film just showing me what I can do better defensively and just working on it every day in practice. And I always asked her, to hold me accountable if there's anything more that I need to do or learn to help best the team defensively. She would always let me know. So I really appreciate her insight and it shows of what we were able to do this season.
We'll do two more questions for Nia. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Nia? Yeah, you mentioned that you're excited for the future. What things this season helped you, grow throughout the season and makes you excited for the future?
Well, I was in a new position. I've never even played that much, to be honest. So just to be in a role where I was playing more and on offense and defensive ends, like I played a role there. It just really expanded my experience, and that helps you play and just learn and grow more. So it just opened my eyes to see like how much more there is to do for me to continue to get better on both ends. So I'm just really excited to, be able to put in that work.
Last question for Nia will go to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
And yeah, just sort of building off of that, what do you think it was about the Sparks in particular in this organization that helped bring out the best in you this year?
Well, my teammates were absolutely amazing. And then Coach Fisher, I've never had a coach like him before. And it's hard to explain, but I would just say he really just lets us to come into our own and like wants us to gel together as a team instead of just like pinpointing exactly what he wants everyone to do. And this is what isn't allowed and stuff like that. Like it's difficult to play like that, but I've kind of learned to play like that. So then coming here, it was a completely different structure and I can see what he's trying to do. And it's absolutely amazing. It takes time to adjusting just from playing in different systems for so long, but it's helping me to grow and just see the game of basketball in a different light.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back in about 10. All right, we'll get started. Questions for Amanda Zahui B, who averaged a career high 9.2 points per game this season. We'll start with David Yapowitz with the next.
Hey, Amanda. The times that you and Neko were on the court together, I noticed that you guys had developed some real good chemistry together. Whether you're in the high post or she's in the high post, you both look for each other down low. What was that like playing with a player of her caliber? And, what do you see in terms of, that kind of chemistry with each other developing further?
Yeah, it's great playing with Neka. She's one of the best in the world and one of the best to ever do it. But yeah, we told each other that we were going to look for each other. Whoever's high or low, just trying to build on that chemistry. And we haven't played that many games together, right? She was out, I was out in the beginning of the season. So I'm really looking forward to building a stronger connection with her in the future and next season. It's just been super dope knowing that she is going to catch the balls that I throw, and I'm gonna try to do the same. And just having another post looking for you. Because we both can shoot from the outside, so they can't really sag off or be too close.
We'll go over to Tukni Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hey, Amanda, you mentioned some of those injuries to you and Neka, and obviously so many injuries kind of colored the whole season, but with some of the stuff that you guys had to go through as a team, how did that force you personally to grow as a player and a leader on this team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone missed a game at some point. And we had really bad luck with injuries, for sure. But I think Coach Fish had said in the locker room at one point in the season, like, this is everyone who's healthy and playing. This is the opportunity for everyone to step up. This is what you dream about. This is what you want. So, you just gotta take that opportunity and live up to it and do the best that you can do.
And after the season, you guys had to even be in playoff contention, literally to the last shot. What about what you guys were able to do makes you encouraged about the future of this franchise?
I mean, we were right there. We were about to be in the playoffs. And then looking back and seeing how, we missed Christy, Shanae, and Nneka a big chunk of the season. It's going to be scary hours next season when everyone's back, when everyone's healthy, and we gain some more chemistry and we can play off each other even more. It's going to be so dope.
Go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Amanda. Individually, which ways do you feel like you grew the most this season?
Probably my defense. That's something that Coach LT been harping on and really pushing me and believing in myself on the defensive side. So I think that's where I took my biggest strides.
And you mentioned sort of the chemistry and everybody having to step up. I mean, including yourself, right? I mean, how much pride do you take in the fact that, there were some critical moments during this year in which, you were the one to step up. You were the one to knock down the big shot or to start a run or have a big block. What sort of, I guess, solace do you take in that?
I don't see it as like I did that. The team did it. And we busted through this season together, through the ups and the downs. If someone hit a big shot, then that's because everyone else kept the defenders occupied, right? If I had a big block or Nia had a big block, it's because the court sent them right into us, knowing that we had their backs. So for me personally, I don't think that it's like I did something in those big moments. I think that we did it as a team. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Congrats on the great season.
Go to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Amanda. Everyone credits Coach LT for how they've improved their defense. And I'm just curious, what is it that she does that allows you to improve yourself on that end so much?
I mean, she lives for it. She lives for defense. She brings so much passion and energy and love, but also like confidence in us. And I think that's why we are so successful. I know I haven't always been confident when it comes to my defense, but just hearing her every day, encouraging me and showing me clips of where I'm being great at is really important. And I'm really grateful for that. I guess she's like the defense guru.
Has she given you any off-season goals yet for how she wants you to come back improved again?
I haven't had my exit meeting with her just yet, but I'm sure she's going to be texting me after every game I have in Turkey.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sabrina. I see one more hand for Amanda. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Amanda? You got so much love and passion for the game. You display it every night. How did the Sparks allow you to just be yourself and just continue to showcase your passion and love for the game?
Yeah, I mean, I I know for a fact that when they signed me, they knew that I have a big personality on the court and I have a lot of energy. So I knew I was going to be able to just be myself. But, it's also in practice, like all my teammates are goofy and they're loud, and we all love the game of basketball. We are very grateful to be in this position. So it's just all about showing love for each other. And then when you feel comfortable around the people that you spend every single day with, you just let loose, and that's what happens.
All right, thank you so much, everyone.
See y'all next year.
All right, thank you, media. Last up for today, we have Lauren Cox. We'll start with Tupni Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hi, Lauren. So obviously, last year, your rookie year was quite unique in a lot of different ways. So this year being the first where you travel, you play in front of road fans. What did you learn about being in this league and kind of your second rookie year, if you will?
I've seen that players individually, teams, everyone goes through adversity at some point in the season. I think we went through a lot of it, but I felt like we kind of stuck together. We trusted each other and we stuck it out until the very end.
What are your kind of personal goals for this off season? What are you kind of looking to accomplish?
I'm really looking forward to going overseas to Turkey. I didn't go last year. So just getting that overseas experience, improving in every aspect that I can, and just being able to come into training camp with being in game shape.
We'll go to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Lauren, congrats on your season. I'm just curious, what do you think it was about the Sparks organization that was a good fit for you this year?
It all happened so quick. It was kind of crazy when I signed and came out to LA, but just felt good about it. I mean, the Sparks have a really good history. Coach Fisher is a great coach, was a great player. You have players like the Agumake sisters, great leaders, Christy Tolliver, who didn't get to play as much like Nneka and Chene, but just being able to come into a team like that with such great leaders and such great experience, it looked really good for me, and I was excited about that.
What were you able to take away from Nneka and Chene in the short time that you got to play with them?
I think the biggest thing for me is just having them kind of always in my ear, just encouraging me, giving me little bits of advice, telling me things about certain players and how to defend them or what they want to do. So that was just really big for me to just kind of have them always there recording. I just looked at that and saw recording, sorry. Encouraging me.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sabrina. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi.
How would you best describe your time here?
It's been a great experience for me. I think anywhere that you go, every team is different. They're going to run different things. They're going to run their organization differently. But coming in to LA, the team really welcomed me with open arms and made me feel wanted and just made me feel good coming into it. So I had a really great experience.
Your numbers have been among the top forwards in the league defensively. Some of your defensive numbers. What pride do you take in that, and what's it feel like to be acknowledged among some of the best defenders in the front court?
Well, I didn't even know that, so it feels pretty good. In college, defense was kind of my thing, so I knew that coming into the league, I was going to kind of carry that over. And I knew that my offense would come eventually. But one thing that I'm always going to do is play as good a defense that I can.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rashawn. We'll go to Kahari Jones Jr. with the LA Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Lauren? You talked about just going overseas. Can you just elaborate on? Are you excited to go overseas, and what can you take from this season that will help you, have a successful season overseas?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like I said, I didn't go last year, so this will be my first year overseas. Not really sure what to expect, but just excited to continue playing basketball in the off season. I think it's really hard to stay in game shape without actually playing in games. So I think that'll be a big difference for me coming into training camp next season.
Thanks. Do we have any more hands? Sabrina, did you have one more?
Yeah, just to go back to that, staying in shape while playing games. It did seem like you got much better as the season wore along. And I was wondering what you thought was your best source of like individual improvement by the end of the season.
I think I just got more comfortable and more confident. I always say that my offense will come. And like I said, one thing that I'm always going to do is play defense. And I think as the season went along, I could tell, and I think other people could tell, that I just got a lot more comfortable offensively.
Right. And then I guess it makes sense to be here in LA where defense is absolutely the priority.
Oh, yeah, of course. LT is, she loves her defense, and I love that about her. She's a great coach.
Thanks, Lauren.
Rashawn, did you have one more?
Hey, when you look back on maybe some moments, is there any particular moment that sticks out for you this season since joining this team?
I would just say my very first game with the team. Like I said, they welcomed me with open arms, and I went into that game without going through a practice. I didn't even go to shoot around that morning. So I knew nothing about the offense, the defense, anything, but everyone just helped me out. They were talking to me during the game, during timeouts, when I was on the bench. Everyone was just helping me out, and that was really important for me, and it just felt good to see that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. We'll send an email later today with tomorrow's schedule.